Thanks very much, Sudhakar. Appreciate it. Good morning. Thanks to all you American heroes in uniform, out of uniform, retired, or those of you that just love the country and from business and want to do everything you can to support veterans. I'm delighted to have you here, and I want to thank Sudhakar for his leadership, not only with the NVTC, but his willingness to grow Virginia businesses. I was with you just not long ago when you opened up your office down in Martinsville, which has had the highest unemployment rate consistently in the Commonwealth, and that was really a great day for Virginia. And 300 employees, and I think that's terrific. So any of you looking for expansion opportunities, Southern Virginia is the place to go, and see me, and we can work out something that will help you to grow and expand in Virginia. I'm delighted to be here with so many leaders, and I won't go through the list again, but my friend Senator Mark Warner, who's been a champion for veterans throughout his career as governor and senator, and my Secretary of Veterans Affairs and Homeland Security. We actually elevated that to a cabinet position. It's the first person ever to hold that position. I'm delighted Terry Suit is here, along with Jim Hopper and several other people in our administration. And I'm delighted to be here, Bobby, with you, because I know you've had a long-standing love and support for America's military. You see the economic advantage and the military that makes their home here in Northern Virginia. And to have this idea now to launch this Veterans Initiative, we really do appreciate it. It fits in with some of our goal and our vision to make Virginia the most veteran-friendly state in the country. In fact, why don't I just announce today, we are the most veteran-friendly state in the country because we've been working at it a long time. We have 840,000 veterans, the Pentagon, 19 military bases, 150,000 people on active duty, highest number of defense contractors in all of the country. So we really do support the American men and women in uniform in a big way, and I'm so pleased that so many of you could be here that are serving our country on active duty today, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your service. You know, we'd like to see that number of veterans grow, the ones that stay here after they retire. A lot of them get off of active duty here, but they have choices. There are places like Florida and Texas that have no income tax and other things, and many of them may have spent some time there during their career, but we want people to stay here after they get off of active duty, because the skill sets that our veterans have are extraordinary, and the way they can contribute to our economy, be role models and mentors because of the things they've learned in active duty is really substantial, and that's why what you're doing here today for the tech sector and showing its support for hiring veterans, I think, is so important. Connecting veterans to the well-paying jobs of the 21st century, which are right in the sweet spot of all of our STEM disciplines, but particularly technology, has been something we think is incredibly important. And your Veterans Employment Initiatives is now a great private sector program that's going to work closely with our V3 program to realize the critically important role of hiring veterans. Now, I mean, not only is it the right thing to do, not only is it patriotic, when you look at the skill sets that people have when they're on active duty, it's extraordinary. Courage and leadership and discipline and understanding the chain of command and not making excuses and being mission focused. I mean, these are all things that people learn extremely well. It becomes part of their heart and soul when they're on active duty. And those are the same things that make excellent employees in the private sector. I can tell you this, I just got back a couple weeks ago. I was in Afghanistan and Kuwait, seeing some of our great troops from the Army and Air National Guard. And just last week toured our folks with our folks at Fort Pickett and the 192nd Fighter Wing. Mark, I know you've been there, the best Raptor unit in all of the country. And the level of technology and sophistication that our men and women are using right now, and everything from some of the sophisticated desktop security equipment to the incredible flying machines that the U.S. military is using today. I mean, this is not your grandmother's army anymore. I mean, these are very sophisticated and very highly trained people in a variety of disciplines. And so my point is, for you all here in the technology community, these are folks that may really surprise you how good they are and what they know and how they've learned when they come off of active duty or out of the Guard or Reserves. We've seen in this last 12 years the longest war in American history. It's not only is it an all-volunteer military, but we've got people that have been deployed 2, 3, 4 times that now have amazing skill sets that they've been able to acquire, not only in their private jobs, but now are going into these multiple deployments. And so they are prime folks to bring into the civilian sector to work for you for all the reasons that I've mentioned. Bobby, you were nice enough to remind us all that NVTC is the largest technology council of its kind in the country, over 1,000 members and hundreds of thousands of people that are ultimately represented. It's so nice to know that now, as per capita, that we passed California. Very good job. Thank you very much. Congratulations for that. And the opportunities we see, and obviously in Virginia going forward, and all the projections, is the technology sector is going to continue to grow because of the tremendous work and entrepreneurship and leadership of so many in the room. And that's why we focus so much in Richmond on providing more degrees in the STEM disciplines, more focus on STEM disciplines in K-12 education, because we realize that more and more young people are going to have opportunities in your field, and it's the same with the people in the military and what they know. And that's why I'm real excited about this initiative today. Earlier last year, we launched a very successful program called V3, and Secretary Suit and Paul Galante came up with this. It's called Virginia's Values Veterans, the V3 program, and it's similar to what you're launching here today, and that is to train and make employers aware of the values and benefits of hiring veteran employees, but even more so to realize that there's a lot of monetary and other advantages, and to actually train employers about how to go through that selection process to be able to get people coming off of active duty to work for them. It's a customized workforce assessment and training that is given to companies about hiring and retaining veterans as part of their workforce. Retaining, as Bobby mentioned, as the doctor mentioned, very important. And I've spoken at a couple of these, and we have literally had hundreds, like you have today, hundreds of employers who've showed up in Hampton Roads and Northern Virginia to listen and learn. And so it's very exciting that the business community has been so receptive now to people coming out of the military. We offer several things, like the certification process for developing a pipeline for recruiting veterans into your business, completing various pilot programs to make sure that it's working, and ultimately setting measurable goals for hiring and retaining veterans. Now, I know that in the coming months, NVTC is going to host and conduct a variety of programs to assist member companies in establishing or expanding some of these internal veteran programs, and I think you're going to actually create now this partnership with V3, which I think is going to be terrific because the initiatives go hand in glove. We've done a couple things that I think will help supplement what you're doing. We launched last year something called a Troops to Trucks program. We've got a whole bunch of drivers that are highly trained and very sophisticated equipment coming off of active duty, and we want to find easier ways to get them their commercial driver's license. So the Department of Motor Vehicles has started that. It follows on to the Troops to Teachers program, which was a similar initiative to get more of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines into the classroom when they get out, because they're great role models, and that's been successful too. This program also puts more veterans serving in the National Guard and Reserve to work in important transportation jobs, and with the bill that we got passed this year, we hope to be a lot more of those coming down the pipe. There's a number of other things that we've tried to do in Virginia, and I won't go through the whole list, but just a reminder of a couple of them that I think have been very important. Secretary Suits led the charge on that, but we've extended the state's hiring preference to active duty members of the Virginia National Guard. You may not know, but in the last 12 years, we've got 9,000 people in the National Guard, commanded by General Chiplong. He's an outstanding soldier, but we've had about over 15,000 deployments. So you can do the math. We've had multiple members of our Guard that have had multiple deployments to Iraq, Afghanistan. I saw several of them over there with the 192nd that had been over there 2-3 times. So I know they're ready to see combat operations end next December, Senator, and I think seeing what I saw in Afghanistan, hopefully we're ready to do that. We've also extended the expiration date of certain licenses, certifications, and registrations that are held by spouses of service members. So when they come to Virginia, it makes it easier for spouses to actually get a job in their specialty. We've waived the 1-year residency requirement for veterans that are needed to qualify for an in-state tuition at our colleges and universities. We've created a unique Veterans ID card. There's 38,000 of them that have been issued in less than a year now, but for those that don't carry around their DD-214 in their pocket or don't actually retire but want to get eligibility for those benefits at the stores and so forth, we've got a Veterans ID card now, so it's been very helpful. We have waived a number of fees for startups for businesses and for all kinds of licenses from hunting to fishing, and we've started a Freedom Support Center that Terry Suit and my wife actually put together now down at Fort Monroe, and many other things that have been accomplished, including something very, very neat, which is a Veterans Honorary High School Diploma for those veterans of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam that because they were drafted or called into service didn't get to complete their degree. So we're doing that as a small token of the nation's appreciation. So I think we're, with that and really dozens of other initiatives that we've passed, we are a incredibly veterans-friendly state, and that's why I'm here to be able to support the initiatives. I want to just say I applaud the Northern Virginia Technology Council for what you're doing, and I'll end with my favorite quote from George Washington. I hope you remember this, because this, I hope, is why you're here today. Washington said that the willingness with which young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional as to how they perceive the veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their nation. So what that means is, look, the wars are sure to come. This one winds down next year. There's Hotspot Center. You've traveled all over the world, and you know that the trouble is always one bad decision around the corner from some despot in some other part of the world. And so we've always got to make sure that we've got the best and brightest young men and women in America that are willing to don the uniform and swear an oath to the Constitution to defend our liberties. But if we do not do what we're asking you to do here today, and that is to make sure we take care of these veterans with good benefits, to make sure they've got jobs and that they're welcomed home, and they're given every opportunity to live the American dream in the private sector. If we don't do these things, it's going to be harder and harder to recruit the next generation of talented men and women to go into uniform. So that's why I wanted to say thank you for what you're doing. Thanks for being willing to give these veterans an opportunity to serve in your company. I think you'll be well pleased with what these warriors will do for you. Thank you.